Hello, my name is Dawn Straight. I am doing the chapter on communication and I will be giving a presentation on it. Next, the definition. Communication is the process of transmitting information from one person to another to create a shared understanding and feeling. Simply information transmitted or conveyed. Next, we have the communication process. We start with encoding, forming the message. Next, we have the message, which is the encoded information being sent. Next, we have the channel, which is the medium used to send the message. I am giving you a message, and the medium is the video camera on the computer. And next, the communication process is decoding, which is the message is being interpreted by you, the receiver. And the reply, show the message received. I'll be getting the reply from the professor later. And then noise is any disturbance of the message. Next, we have one-way and two-way communication. One way is the sender says a message and there's no reply. Two-way, you get a reply and feedback. Next, we have nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is any communication that is not written or spoken. And we have body language. And there's many different kinds of body language. Sometimes somebody fidgets in a chair and that shows that they're nervous. I remember when I was young, my mom would give me the look if I was going to do something wrong. She would glare her brown eyes at me and frown, and I wouldn't do it because I knew the consequences. And I inherited the look, and I gave it to my son, and I got the same results. So there's many things in Morse code, is not as nonverbal. There's many, many, many different nonverbal communications. Uniforms are one. Next, we have verbal intonation, and this is very important. It is the emphasis given on words or phrases that you use. For example, I could say, please go get me the chair, or please go get me the chair. It all depends on which word you emphasize. I remember when I was in drama class, we had to put check marks over the words, and the words that we spoke the loudest, we had to put the most check marks over it. And we would have to do this for each script that we read, that we were learning to speak. And this is the way that we learned how to perform. Next, we have task interdependence. When one person or unit is dependent on another person for resource or information to get work done. Communication needs increase. We have three kinds. We have pooled interdependence. That's like working for a call center. I remember I worked for a magazine call center, and we were all on the phones working for the same company, but we were talking to customers and not each other. Or you could have sequential. That's like working in an assembly line where you have some communication but not constant to get the job done. You have reciprocal, which requires constant communication. That means that you're working on a research project or some other kind of project for the company. Next, we have barriers to effective communication. One is selective perception. This is we have our own beliefs about things and our own expectations, so we're not really hearing what the person is trying to say. Or we could have misperceptions, poor listening skills. We don't get what the sender's trying to say to us. Or there could be filtering. The person will take out some of the bad things and just tell the good things. Next, we have other barriers to communication. We have information overload. The sender gives too much information to the receiver to process at one time. We have organizational barriers, and that's where the managers are concerned about one thing, and the employees the lower level employees are concerned about another thing. We have cultural barriers. Signs and words mean one thing in one country, like in Afghanistan, thumbs up means a middle finger. Other barriers to communication, noise. Noise is anything that blocks, distorts, or changes in any way the information the sender intended to communicate. like loss of transmission, the internet goes down, there's static in the phones, whispering, talking at work, radio playing. Ambiguity is another thing. It's a meaning occurs when the receiver is not sure what the sender meant, like the question of what soon means. To one person, it could mean one day. To another person, it could mean a week. Next, communication skills for effective leadership. We have listening skills. Be an active listener. Let the person know that you're listening to them. It takes a lot of concentration. Nod your head a little bit. Give them direct eye contact. Be quiet. Do not interrupt. That's one problem I have. I want to get my question out so I don't forget it before they're done talking. But you need to wait until they're done talking, then you can clarify what they are saying and ask your questions. Now, also our written skills. Write to express and not to impress, the book says. This is get to the point. Support your points with statistics or examples. Edit and revise your grammar and your spelling. It's everything. You don't want to have any grammar or spelling mistakes. Format for readability. Write with energy and do not use the passive voice. Presentation. Speak up and speak clearly. To channel your nervous energy into enthusiasm and use gestures to express your ideas. Move freely and naturally. Look at your audience. Emphasize important parts. Use your concluding words should be memorable. Communication skills. Your meeting skills. This is very important. Have an agenda. Get the agenda out in plenty of time. Prepare well for the meeting. When you get to the meeting, have the meeting on time. Do not go over the time limit. Make sure you stay on the agenda. Do not let the employees talk off the topic and get done in time. And then follow up. I mean, I've been to meetings where they stayed on the agenda. It's been very interesting. I've learned a lot, and I felt like it was a good use of time. I've been to ones where they went off topic, and it was just a waste of my time. Next, communication media. Of course, we've got the internet, and that's the change with the millennial generation. Everything is tech savvy. We've got information pull when someone requests information, or information push when someone receives information without requesting it, just in case they need it. We have collaboration software, Microsoft SharePoint and other groupware, where different companies around the world can work on one project. They can see what they're working on, plus what the other people are working on. We have the intranet, a website stored on a computer that is connected to other company computers by an intranet network. The employees reach the internet site with a standard web browser like Netscape, and they have passwords to get on the site and share information. Communication media, nothing can take the place of oral communication. The managers have to communicate sensitive information. Face-to-face is the richest medium. Next, organization communication. You have downward communication where the employer goes down to the employee, or upward where the employee goes up to the manager. Horizontal when they go across employee to employee. Next, diagonal is when you go across departments. Your information can be formal, which is permanent record of exchange, or it can be informal, which is your gossip, your grapevine. Through the grapevine, it can be true or not true. Social media. This is how some employees learn their job, and they can thank people for helping them. I put on here for your own pleasure. The next frame, improve your skills. It's important to do these things. Confidence, have positive confidence. Tips for effective email. My question is, what are some of your strong communication skills? What are some of your communication skills that you feel you could improve on? Thank you for your time. God bless you.